Alright, so today's video is going to be just a little bit different. Today we are once again talking about Jank from the Young Turks for all of the wrong reasons, not an uncommon occurrence here on this channel. But what is this clip that we're reacting here today? So, this clip was actually posted to TYT's main channel. It's from the main show, and this is a debate between Jank, John of the Damage Report, and Francesca. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name because I just am not going to get it right. Francesca, the Situation Room with Francesca, again, can't pronounce her last name. Some of you are probably very familiar with her. She's been on TYT many times. She's a recurring guest on the Majority Report. Francesca is great. I definitely recommend you guys go and check out her show if you haven't already. But we're going to sit here and listen to Jank essentially just do straight right-wing Republican transphobic propaganda on the main program, and all of this is or stems from or is surrounding the Iman Khalif. I don't know if I pronounced that last name right. I probably didn't. Apologize that I got that name wrong. Iman Khalif, who is an athlete, a professional female boxer who participated in the 2024 Olympics, and I don't even remember who she had a match against, but she won her boxing match in 46 seconds, and basically that sparked all of the insane nutjob right-wing transphobes to say that Iman is trans, launch all of these insane attacks, say all of this extremely crazy, just insane transphobic shit, and we're gonna watch Jank, essentially do the Republicans' job for them here on the main channel. So here it is. Also, just for context here, because I always get comments about this fucking shit every time I make one of these fucking videos. I'm starting at, this clip is 19 minutes and 36 seconds long. I'm starting at the 7-minute and 43-second mark, and up until this point, everything Jank has said, which, you guys are going to have to watch the clip for yourselves if you want to see that. Everything Jank has said has been pretty okay. The main thing he's been honing in on in these first 7 minutes is the fact that it's stupid for Republicans to be focusing on this right now, especially when Trump's campaign, at least at this moment in time, seems to be in a downward spiral. He makes, in my opinion, a good point as to why it's fucking really dumb for Republicans to be focusing on this right now when it seems like, everything is against them, which it is. So he was doing okay up until this point. I just want to say that for context, because anytime I ever do say, why didn't you react to the whole clip? My fucking PC fucking sucks. I can't make a video that fucking long, all right?
Right wing to focus on this. So please keep going.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on this, I think it's important to know the IOC basically called the...
Yeah, again, the Situation with Francesca, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. I can't do it. Check her show out. I'm going to stop interrupting.
IBA out on that. They
now.
issued a statement that said effectively and exactly that, Jank, that this was a unilateral decision made by one guy, and no one's seen those tests. But I will say, and I will push back, because I do feel like some of the anti-trans athlete speak is a slippery slope into broader anti-trans behavior and also policing of athletes writ large. Beyond Khalif, earlier this week, a rugby player for the American team, Ilona Maher, was called a man because she's 6'6" and a massive unit. And she successfully helped that team win bronze, the very first time an American team has won a medal in rugby. And she was called a man. Why? Because she's big, because she's a rugby player. And so when we start to say that trans people can't play in Olympic sports, right? They can't play in the sport of their chosen gender. Then everyone becomes a cop, and everyone starts to look at everyone's makeup and their muscles and their cheekbones and what looks different and what they think in their subjective mind a woman or a man should and does look like. And so I just want to say that sometimes when we traffic in these ideas that trans people should not be able to participate in sports at these levels, it does lead to things like Jesse Waters openly saying that on primetime television. And I want to just center that when we stand with trans people, yes, even trans athletes, that all goes away and we stand with them no matter what. But you start to dabble and you open up, everyone becomes genital police.
And Francesca, there is no way you could have worded that better than she just did. That was 100% right on the motherfucking money. Hit the nail on the head. You cannot have worded that better. 100% the correct take, right? That was painted the picture perfectly. I don't even have any notes. I can't even add on to that. She did that. She's just really great at looking at right-wing fucking shitty propaganda, which this clip opened. The start of this YouTube video by TYT starts with a clip of Jesse Waters being like, you know, it says she's a woman on her passport, so we're just supposed to believe that. That's literally almost verbatim what he said. So,
and I just have to push back on that. And you've done it, Jank.
I totally
You've
disagree.
done it.
I totally disagree. So, first of all, when you have an extreme
Obviously
position, you have an extreme position that says, no, we don't ever ask anyone. And I think the Olympics position is actually absurd. They don't do any genetic testing. They don't do any testing. So you could, since they don't do any testing at all, you can just walk in, call yourself a female, not be trans. Trans people are actually
do it, Jank. Do it.
Okay,
dude, I gotta run it back. I'm sorry.
Testing. They don't do any testing. So you could, since they don't do any testing at all, you can just walk in, call yourself a female, not be trans. Trans people are actually
do it, Jank. Do it.
Okay.
No one does that fucking shit. Does Jank think we live in South Park? Nobody does that. He just said that since the Olympics don't do any genetic testing, that you could just walk in and say you're a female even if you're not trans, and then bada bing bada boom, gold medals just fucking falling out of the sky on you. No one fucking does that. That's why I introed this clip by saying that Jank is essentially doing the Republicans' job for him, because that is literally something you would hear straight off of Fox News or Newsmax. No one is doing that shit. No one does that. This is the same stupid bullshit, asinine, insane fear-mongering that Republicans do with every goddamn thing that exists. And then Jank is literally he's just doing the transphobic rhetoric right here. It's fucking dumb. It's so stupid. Nobody does that. No one is doing that. No one is saying, oh, I'm female to participate in the fucking Olympics or any sporting event. It's not fucking happening. Where is that happening at? Please, for God's sake, Jank, enlighten every goddamn person listening to your shit. And please tell us where that's happening. It's not. It's not fucking happening anywhere. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire goddamn life, dude. Insane. Come on.
Well, you can say it, but then what's going to happen?
It's not, but it's not happening. You can say it. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I can say that there's rainbows coming out of my ass. There's not rainbows coming out of my ass, but I can say it, and people might believe me. Right? I mean, like, I don't even understand this. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Somebody's going to do it, and they're going to get away with it, and then everybody's going to be furious. Okay, it's all right. I can't stand it, and it doesn't help.
Dude, the whataboutisms and the what ifs is, I mean, again, right on par with the right wing. Great, perfect, absolutely perfect.
Trans people at all to have these extreme positions.
What is the extreme position? Also, Jank, what the fuck do these... He says they don't do any testing. What do you want them to test? What do those tests even prove? Those tests are dehumanizing. They don't prove anything. He says they don't do any testing. Testing for what, motherfucker? What are we testing for? Seriously. What he says, they don't do any testing, which is absurd. No, it's not absurd. It's absurd that you're so worried about that. That's absurd. Quite literally.
Oh, yeah. Don't test anyone. Just take their word for it. I think it's terrible politics.
It's not an extreme position. It comes from a position of human rights, and it does help all
people. It's not a human right to compete in the other genders'
What you see
sport.
there is when...
Dude, I don't know. See, like, if he existed right now on a Fox News panel and it didn't say TYT and Fox News and I didn't know, like, I wasn't familiar with who Jank was already, I would be like, oh yeah, that sounds exactly like what Fox News would say, you know, normal day over at Fox or Newsmax or whatever. It's just ridiculous.
And what you just saw are women, are biological women being attacked for being trans because of the anti-trans athletic narrative that has already festered and has now come for these women. And so what are the women to do? Say, I'm not a man. In fact, screw, like, I'm not a trans man. Are you kidding me? No, we all stand in solidarity together. That's how we actually fight the right when it comes to their bull crap culture wars that lead nowhere, and it doesn't serve. Look, I understand, Jank. You're in the majority. You're in the majority. I'm in the minority. Most people disagree that trans athletes should participate in Olympic sports. Most people don't agree with me, but hell, man, I'm willing to stand on a hill that is unpopular and fight for people and for their human rights.
And Jank's not. And he has done it before, but I've made videos talking about this before. And specifically when it comes to TYT covering these trans issues, I believe it was Jank that said it. He was like, it's stupid for progressives and Democrats to focus on stuff like the trans issues when it's not a popular issue. And it's like, dog, if we're only going to if we're going to go off of what's popular in polls when it comes to social issues like this, then why are you even a progressive? What the fuck are you doing claiming to sit there and be this strong voice for the left if you only care about what is popular in the polls? It's a fucking ridiculous ass argument to make, especially when you claim to care about so many of these goddamn issues. Francesca's 100% right. She is in the minority, and she is standing on her business. And Jank, again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and he's even saying it right now. It's not a popular position, so why would he gas it? Why would he sit there and advocate for it when it's not popular? It has to be popular in the public opinion for Jank to support it, guys. Just remember, this guy is the same guy who runs a political action committee with Brianna Wu, who's a fucking Zionist. So yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah, look, we could spend an hour debating this, and I have in the past. But when
not really though.
Yeah,
not really debate, more of an agreement.
Okay, whatever. I'm happy to debate anybody about it.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
Okay.
And you're never going to get me to agree by saying it's the left-wing position.
It's not even the left-wing position, dog. It's like Francesca said. It's about human rights. It's about human decency. It's about not treating humans like they're not humans, right? Like, that's what it's about. It's not about left versus right, Jank. It's not always about that. Everything in his mind is left. I don't even know. I don't know what everything in Jank's mind is. I can't read his mind, but god damn. Anytime a progressive disagrees with him, his brain fucking implodes on itself. I've seen this happen. He's been on Hassan's stream many times, and they've had long debates. And when Hassan disagrees with Jank, when Francesca disagrees with Jank, when Emma Vigeland disagrees with Jank and calls him out on it, he loses his goddamn shit, and his brain breaks. And it's hard. It's hard to watch. It really is. It's sad. It's pathetic. I don't know. He's sitting there. That really fucking is just shitty. Just shitty saying it doesn't matter if it's the left wing position. Excuse me. Holy shit. You're never gonna get me to agree. That's great, big boy. That's awesome. So cool. That's great that you're never gonna agree with. Again, Francesca had it right. The correct position. But you know what? That's cool. You stand on one side of the fence that you claim to not stand on the side of, and the rest of us will keep doing what we're going to say that we're going to do, which is supporting trans people, supporting trans athletes, not sitting here doing this weird, what if someone says that they're a female, but they're not trans, and then they go and they play, and they play in the female sports, and then they win, and then what are you going to say about that? You going to say that? It's just childish, man. It's stupid.
Okay, whatever. I'm happy to debate anybody about it. I don't agree.
Okay.
And you're never going to get me to agree by saying it's the left-wing position. It's the pro-trans position. I don't think it's a pro-trans position at all.
You should just offer a platform.
Okay.
You don't have to agree.
All right. So when your opponent is in the middle of doing something radical, step out of the way and let them do it instead of stepping in the way and saying, hey, I'm more radical. Okay, I think it's terrible politics. It's terrible for trans people. I think it's terrible for the LGBTQ community, and I think it's terrible for the people who are looking to defeat Trump. So can we please get out of the way and let the Republicans do the job?
I feel like this is like Jank's birthing person controversy right now. I don't know. Is that just me? Like, I feel like this is his Anna Kasparian birthing person arc right now, right? Like, this is insanely fucking dumb to listen to. This is just straight dribble, man.
Things.
I think you're laying out a hypothetical that is conceivable. Someone can conceive of it happening, but I think the reason you keep having Republicans over and over. By the way, there's already another case of this in boxing. You identified Francesca, a case in rugby. There are so few trans athletes that the right constantly invents trans athletes to attack. That is how hypothetical their problem is, that they can't even talk about it actually happening. They just keep pointing at people who aren't trans and saying they're trans. In sports, it even not. Michelle Obama gets to be trans because they need someone to be trans. The wife of
Yep, John literally hit it right perfectly on the hit. John got it 100% right here. I mean, that is 100% right. Great response to Jank. I know I couldn't play a little bit, running out of time here. That being said, that is going to be it for this video. I know I haven't posted in a really long time, and that I keep just saying I'm going to keep posting, and then I'm not. That's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload. And guys, please, let me know what you thought of what Jank said. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought of everything down in the comments below. I read each and every single comment that you guys leave me. I love reading you guys' comments. And yeah,